I can't even begin to tell you how many times I tried to lose weight and failed, because it's so many times that I lost track. But I felt like I was trapped in a never-ending cycle for decades. And the cycle was hope that I found the right diet, trying it, failing, disappointment, then giving up and doing it over and over again. And it was because I was caught in 3 weight loss traps, and I didn't even realize it because I didn't know that they were traps. Once I figured it out, I was able to work on switching my thinking, and I was able to free myself from those traps and lose 130 pounds, and I've kept it off for 10 years. Trap number 1. I'm calling this the magic diet trap. I fully believed everything that the weight loss and fitness industry said. I was so desperate to lose weight. I listened to everything anyone around me said. I just thought there's gotta be some magic diet out there that as soon as I find it, everything will click, the weight will just fall off, and all my problems will be solved. I did every diet, every trend you can imagine, anything available, any product that said it would promise weight loss, every women's magazine that had diets, I bought everything. And everything I tried, I failed, because all of those things required me to either do something that wasn't sustainable or to take away something that wasn't sustainable. For taking away, it was cut out all sugar, cut out all carbs. For doing something, it would be like drink hot lemon water with pepper in it every morning between 7 and 8 a.m. I couldn't sustain any of that. It didn't fit with me and my lifestyle. But the thing is, I wanted to lose weight so badly, and I had tried and failed so many times that my ears were only open to a quick fix and to some magic thing that was gonna help me, and it was totally closed off to any common sense advice. It would go in one ear and out the other. And I think it's because I tried so hard. And so it felt like because I had tried so hard and tried everything, that no way could common sense actually work. But I was morbidly obese. I was 275 pounds. I had left myself no choice. It was either look at the common sense way or I might not be here. So I had to really look at and accept common sense. And I learned along the way, in changing my thinking, I learned there's only one rule when it comes to weight loss. And that is you have to be in a calorie deficit, which means you need to eat just a little bit less and be consistent with eating just a little bit less every day. And so as I started to do it, it wasn't easy at first, but because I could choose foods that I really liked, and I worked every day on being consistent with eating just a little bit less. Lots of days weren't perfect, but I just kept at it, and it eventually became more natural for me and more consistent. And then all of a sudden, I just started to get results, and the weight actually started to fall off, and I couldn't believe it. That was for diet. Then in terms of exercise, because I wasn't applying common sense there either. I went from being completely sedentary to trying to do over intense exercise for somebody at my size, and I wasn't fit enough to sustain it. I was jump roping, trampolining, insanity, P90X workouts, things that I just couldn't sustain. Until I had no choice, I wasn't ready. Then when I had no choice, I realized common sense was walking. It was the only thing I could do at my size, and not very good because I had plantar fasciitis so bad in my left foot I could barely walk, but I could at least do it. And I made it non-negotiable 15 minutes every day, rain or shine. I could handle 15 minutes, and I just kept working at being consistent with it every single day. Combined with the portion control, it worked. So in summary, there is no magic diet. That is a trap. What worked for me, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional, this is just my experience and what worked for me. Common sense worked. Eating just a little bit less of my favorite foods every day, being consistent with it, and walking for 15 minutes a day, and eventually building up once I got consistent with that. That's what worked. And I lost my weight with portion control, like I mentioned before. So if you want to know the exact meals and portions that I ate to lose it, you can buy my weight loss ebook called The First 50. The link is down below, and code Nicole will save you 10% off. And if you're looking for a baller protein powder, I got you covered. Check this out. This is HTLT Steps Casein and Whey protein powder in the cake pop flavor. This is so good. It literally tastes like confetti cake with frosting on it, and it's got sprinkles in it. Let me see if I can show you. Look at that. Sprinkles, bud. I love putting a scoop of this in my Greek yogurt bowls and my protein ice cream. Code Nicole will save you 15% off, and the link is down below. And protein is really great for weight loss because it lowers your hunger hormone ghrelin and it helps you feel fuller longer. And that's really great because it's totally normal to be hungry when you're eating in a calorie deficit to lose weight. Number 2, the picky eater trap. This is a big one for me. Since I was about 3-4 years old, I was referred to as the picky eater. Nicole won't eat that. She won't even try it. Don't bother. She's a picky eater. And it's because I was so limited in the amount of foods that I would try. I literally probably only ate about 20 foods maximum. The thought, I refused to try new foods, anything new. Just the thought of trying something new made me so anxious, I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even look at new foods to try. But because of my severe limitations in food, I was closing myself off to anything that might have helped me on my journey. I barely ate any protein, barely ate any fiber, a very small amount of veggies, a small amount of fruit, couple bites of fruit on the bottom yogurt. I wouldn't touch eggs. I refused to eat these. I wouldn't eat egg whites. I wouldn't eat most meat, really just a little bit of chicken. And because of that, I was starving all the time. And every night, all heck would break loose and I would eat and eat and eat because I was lacking in so many nutrients and in fiber and in protein. And because I was lacking in nutrients, I was getting a lot of cravings, which was also causing all heck to break loose. So I didn't realize it when I was going through my picky eater trap. I didn't realize I was caught in a trap at all. I just thought it was me. Looking back, my problem wasn't that I was a picky eater, it was that I was trying to maintain some form of control in my life, and I was using the food as my need to gain control. Also, I was using it as an excuse to stay where I was because I was so scared of change and trying new things that it was better for me, even though I was morbidly obese, it was better for me to stay where I was than to move forward and try new things and possibly get success in losing the weight. The thing is, I left myself absolutely no choice. And so it was time to try new food. Even though there were moments, it wasn't easy. There were moments at the grocery store where I would be really honestly trying to put a new food in my cart and I would start to cry because the thought of losing that control and trying something I'd never tried before, there was so much fear underneath it, and some of that need for control was because I had a traumatic childhood. So I really had to let go and work through a lot of that stuff in order to try new food. But trying those foods saved my life. If you look at my full days of eating or videos where I show my staple foods, you'll see I eat a variety of food now. Lots of protein like eggs and egg whites, Greek yogurt, oatmeal, and a lot of those things I didn't used to eat before. But I realized if I wanted to lose weight and keep it off and get healthier, I needed to branch out and try new things, even though it was really scary. And now those foods, if I hadn't have worked through and tried them, they're my go-tos. I can't live without them. I keep them in the house all the time, and they're my go-tos. And I really wanted to put this trap in here because for anybody that's hearing this and can relate, if you're a picky eater and you want to lose weight, take it from me. It's hard, but it's worth it to try new foods because there might be something that you're thinking you're fluffing off like you won't like it, but it might literally change your life if you try it. You might learn to love it. And if you try cooking it in different ways, like I put egg whites in oatmeal and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite meals now. I had to try different things, and eventually I found different ways to cook things, different seasonings to add, and I love the variety of food that I eat now. And I look back and I can't believe how far I've come with that. And it doesn't work right away. You have to try some foods multiple times before you'll actually go, wait a minute, I actually love it. But it's totally worth it. And you might find some staple proteins and fiber that will help you feel more full while you're trying to lose weight like I did. And number 3, the motivation and willpower trap. I heard everywhere I looked, weight loss fitness industry, everyone around me, I need willpower. I need motivation to lose weight. Willpower because you need to be able to stay away from certain foods, and motivation because you need it to keep you going. Because of how hard and how much I made weight loss a punishment through all of those years, I really believed that I needed motivation and willpower. What I learned though is that motivation is temporary. It's fleeting. Everybody's fired up at the beginning of their journey, but it doesn't last very long. And willpower is not necessary. If you're eating food that you like, you don't need willpower. If you include all the food and you don't say, I'm never eating bread again, I'm never eating chocolate again. If you include all foods on the table, so to speak, then you don't need willpower. And that's what I did. I allowed all the food in my diet and I just portioned it out, and I enjoy my favorite meals on a daily basis. I just stay within my calories and I don't need willpower because I love my diet. And motivation, Kyle and I always say it doesn't exist because it is very temporary. And what it is a warning sign if you need motivation to start or to stay on a diet that you're doing. It means what you're doing is completely messed up and not sustainable. Kyle and I wake up every day and it feels weird if we don't do our walking. It feels weird if we don't eat our meals because we love all of it. When we were trying to do fad diets and over-exercise, do exercise that I didn't like running, I needed motivation. It's because what I was doing, it didn't jive with who I was. It didn't fit in my lifestyle.
And me and Nicole both have lost 130 pounds each, and the only way it worked was we built on things that used to be scary. Like, so when we used to fail, we would try to eat like plain egg whites, spinach, tuna without any mayonnaise, and we really needed motivation to do that because we didn't like it. But things we liked, going for a small walk, we liked getting outside for a couple minutes, that we could build on.
Yeah.
Or we could maybe put a little bit of egg whites into our diet instead of just saying that's our meal, egg whites and spinach.
Yes.
And then we had toast with it too. So that was like, we didn't need motivation because we just started to do common sense things that we already liked.
We loved ice cream. So instead of what we did in the past was just cut it out completely, we had a half a cup every night with 2 low-calorie cookies.
I don't need willpower to eat ice cream.
No, and we couldn't believe that we were losing weight eating ice cream. One of my favorite breakfasts right now is Snickers oatmeal, and I've shown how to make it on the channel. It has egg whites in it, but you would never know because you can't taste it. All you can taste is the chocolate syrup, the powdered peanut butter, the caramel syrup that I put on it, the peanuts, and the chocolate chips. What Yeah, that's why I don't need motivation. When it comes to willpower, the reason why we needed willpower before was because we made all our favorite foods taboo. And we took them away because we felt guilty eating them and we thought they were bad and that you couldn't eat them to lose weight. Once we stopped labeling foods good and bad and allowed everything in moderation, it took the taboo off of the so-called bad foods. And so with ice cream, before, we couldn't keep a tub in the house because we would eat the whole thing.
Because you know what me and Nicole would say? This is our last chance in our entire life to eat ice cream,
Yes.
so we better eat the whole thing.
But once we took it off and we said, hey, let's eat it every day for dessert, but we'll portion it out and we'll have half a cup with a couple cookies, we knew we could get it tomorrow.
Then I could stop and know I'm getting it for dessert tomorrow.
And then eventually, after we lost all of our weight, we started adding in a cheat day or a treat day, whatever you want to call it, so that we knew it's not always going to be portioned. Most of the time, yes, but one day, once a month, we allowed ourselves to eat as much as we wanted until we were satisfied, and then we would be able to get right back on track again because we knew there'll be another cheat day. And our regular diet includes ice cream and Snickers oatmeal and chocolate chips and kids cereal.
That would be a bonus trap that I would add on to this. You are going to overeat again. It is normal. Some days you eat a little more, some days a little less. So what me and Nicole thought was that we can never overeat again. We can never have a big portion, I would say.
Yes.
But that's a trap that we fell into many times where we said, okay, this is it. This is the
Yes.
last time you're ever going to be able to eat a big bowl of ice cream.
And that's why once we lost the bulk of our weight and we were kind of in the swing of things, then we started incorporating the cheat days because we were ready for them. And that's how we then knew, yes, there will be days where we can eat more than a portion. And that's why we've been able to keep the weight off for as long as we have, because our normal diet is all foods on the table, but in moderation, portion. And then once a month right now, we're having cheat days where we can have unlimited until we're satisfied. And that's why we can go back on track all the time, because our regular diet is so baller and there's no willpower or motivation needed. So I hope this helps anybody struggling, and just know you're not alone. Things aren't going to be perfect. It's not easy. Weight loss isn't linear. It's going to go up and down, but just don't give up and keep going, and use, if you need motivation or you're lacking willpower, use them as a warning sign that what you're doing is not sustainable, and try to make things a lot easier for yourself on a daily basis. Focus on just eating a couple bites less and being consistent with that. Then build on it, like Kyle said.
And if you're really struggling, don't look at social media and don't watch the news for any tips on fitness, health, weight loss. That would be another bonus tip.
Yes, yep. Common sense, move your body a little bit and be consistent with that, and try to eat a couple bites less and be consistent with that until you're ready to keep going and building on that. Love you. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll catch you in the next vid.
I like that you wore your slippers outside.
My feet were cold. And then, dude, look at how I love eggs. And I did them before, but I didn't know how cool they were. And now I love them.
See ya.
Bye.
Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here, heart and mindset. Fight through it.